Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video we are going to take a look at Lost Ruins for the PC. The game was developed by ALTARI Games and was published by DANGEN Entertainment and released on a PC in 2021. Lost Ruins is a traditional 2D style platformer done in the pixel art style graphics, but one which also promises to be something different from the regular norm. Here's more details about Lost Ruins in the review. The game's story starts off with a young girl waking up to find herself in a dimly, darkly lit dungeon. She then realises that she can't remember anything at all and appears to have lost all of her memories. Very quickly she runs into Beatrice, a mysterious magician, and with Beatrice's help, our heroine's journey then begins. Can our hero find out who she is, or why she's been summoned to the place where she has been, and can she unlock the secrets of the Lost Ruins and find a way back home? The game's main two characters to start with will be our heroine and Beatrice. Now, considering that our main character has no idea who she is, or why she's been summoned to the dungeon, we don't really know a lot about her at all. Not even her name. Beatrice also seems rather vague and mysterious throughout, as she never really seems to go out of her way to explain much to you, or even really help you that much. Aside from telling you where you are and giving you a very vague idea of what's going on, she generally keeps to the sidelines and only really shows up when you've done something which she might not have expected you to have done. Aside from these two characters, you're going to be running into all sorts of others, who are either trapped or reside from within the dungeon too. Some of these will be friends and some of these will be foes. Some will even be who you think are friends, but who turn out to be foes that you're helping. And some characters that you may meet along the way may also be playable characters later on. I also have to mention the extra little homages throughout the game with its enemies as well. I don't want to say or spoil too much, but don't be surprised if you run into snowmen who look a bit like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, who not only do his uppercut attack, but also his freeze move too. Okay, so here is where Lost Ruins is a bit different to all the other traditional 2D style platformers. Whilst you can do everything that you would expect, from jumping, dodging, ducking, collecting items and whatnot, here's where things are a bit different. Our main character is not a combat specialist like what every other platformer seems to have. She woke up with amnesia, and as such she is not a fighter. She's just a normal everyday person, but who's trapped in a dungeon full of monsters that are out to kill her. So to survive this, whilst you can collect weapons and use them, our main character is rather clumsy and slow with them. It takes a very long time in the game before you can get decently equipped and stand some sort of chance. Because of this, you can't simply go in swinging weapons at random and hoping for the best. Instead, you have to look at the environment around you and think on how best to use that to your advantage. An example would be if you came across a tank full of water, but that's also full of slime enemies as well, because it's at this point that you have a few options available to you. You could use a lightning jar bottle and throw it in the water, which would then hurt all the enemies at once and hopefully kill them all together. However, you could also use a poison bottle. This will kill all the enemies, but it will also make the water toxic and kill you as well if you were to fall into it. Another example would be if you couldn't get anywhere near an enemy because its reach was too long. To get around this, you could throw an oil bottle on them and then look for one of the ceiling lights, smash that from above, and then set the enemy on fire. It's this style of gameplay which is something different and new, but one which also adds more layers of difficulty and depth to it. It's not an easy game, not at all. You are going to be dying a lot, be it by the main character having her flaws, the death traps placed all over the dungeon, or simply by the overpowered enemies. Lost Ruins graphics go for the retro pic-style art look, and it does them well. If you've played other games in the art style such as Minoria, Smelter or Medora, then you'll have an idea of what to expect here with this one. The graphics themselves are wonderfully well created and do an amazing job of bringing everything to life. Whether you're looking at goblins who bear a remarkable resemblance to Kratos from God of War, or whether you're looking at one of the finely detailed bosses, you are going to notice a lot of effort has been put into creating all of them and giving them that life that they have. The graphics are nothing short of impressive, and the developers of Lost Ruins should be very proud of the results, as what we have here is a very beautiful looking game, which not only runs well, but one that also looks great too. The stages throughout the game will change a fair bit. You will start off from within a dungeon itself, and there are many different aspects to the dungeon too. You'll begin from the main dungeon, but then you'll head your way through a sewer system, and then from there you'll find yourself in what appears to be a goblin village. There are many other locations which you'll come across, but just as I said with the character section of this review, I don't want to spoil too much. That aside, the environments themselves are cleverly thought out, with many options in which you can do them in. However, they are also full of death traps too. This can range from pressure plates appearing from beneath you, opening up spikes or firing explosives towards you, or having axes swinging from the ceiling coming straight for your head. You don't get a lot of health in this game, and as such you need to be very careful. Not just from the enemies, but also from this game's environments too, because just like the enemies, a lot of the environments are out to get you. We're now at the point in this video where you, the viewer, should be looking at the game and wondering, should I buy this or not? Is it worth the asking price? Is it any good? And will I like it? In my opinion, yes, Lost Ruin is definitely worth the purchase. It's got good graphics, it's got a good story, it's got great characters and also character design. It's got something which a lot of other games these days also don't appear to have, and that is the fun aspect. Whilst the game is very challenging, and at times I did die so many times that I started to grit my teeth and grind to the point where I think my dentist won't be pleased with me the next time that they see me, it also has that highly addictive fun element which is missing from a lot of games these days. If you even want to challenge yourself even further, there are higher levels of difficulty should you wish to face those. Lost Ruins is a good game with lots to offer. There's loads of hidden secrets to unlock, there's lots of replay value here, it's challenging, and most important of all, it's fun. So whether you pick this up on the PC, the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation or the Xbox, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this one. Well, that's it for this review guys. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and please subscribe.